Howdy folks. So yeah, stuff has been happening to the 32. One of my friends saw my video that went up yesterday. He gave me a radiator cap that isn't rusty because, yep, yeah, it's always nice to have a nice looking radiator cap. This is the oil pressure sensor. I'm not sure if I've got one, but I'm going to have a look on the block, see what's there, see what the wiring's like and whatnot. This is the temp sensor for the gauge. Now that is to go in there. So what I'm going to do is probably just quickly chuck that on. Won't bother on camera because it's what undoing and doing up one thing. Not really worth it. Also, horn is in. So horn is wired in. I have a working horn now. It is, yeah, it's a Hyundai Excel horn. So you get what you pay for, which is free. So yeah, that is the first step, I guess you could say. I went and saw some people about some aircon stuff today. Unfortunately, not a lot of chop. I did more investigating. This hose here, this is stuffed, so I'm gonna have to get a hose guy out and make up a replacement hose. I'll probably get both of them done at the same time, because if you're doing one, you may as well do both of them. Yeah, so that is I believe this is the high pressure side, there and there, and then you got the low pressure there. So yeah, that's what I'm up for. I'll be back in a minute. Well, unfortunately, right as I was about to start up and test, now it doesn't necessarily sound like a rod knock, but that did go through my mind the first thing. Fuck. It does make oil pressure though. I did find that out. The gauge did work, so it did make oil pressure. So not a great deal though, which is scary. And you have a stock motor, play with fire, you might get burnt. I think I'm getting burnt. Well, for some reason, this piece of shit decided that it didn't want to make that noise anymore. So I have no idea what it is. And now the noise is gone, so I can't even track it. I don't know what to do. Alright, so we're back out here. Factory gauge works. It's showing zero pressure for the oil pressure, but I know full well it's got oil pressure, so I'm not too worried about that. I wouldn't trust that stock gauge. The ECU doesn't have a problem with it, so the temp sensor there, it's showing high as well, which I know full well it's not. It's probably still cold. I've only just literally done a lap around the block. But yeah, so the only one left to get working is that one there. But yeah, that should be an easy one. So alright, so as you can see, a new little sensors in there. That's what's reading the gauge one, and that one's just plugged in, so that's all done. And we've got our new cap on there, so that's nice and pretty. Now the only thing that's stopping from the factory boost gauge to work is this here, so I'll probably get a new vacuum line and just get a new bleeded, like a little nipple here, just like that one there, so I can run it off the manifold there and have a factory boost gauge, even though it'll be completely wildly inaccurate because it only goes up to 7 psi and this car goes up to 1.5 bar. So yeah. Alright, so like I said, I got the washer bottle still. It just goes in that little hole there. Just had to take that out because it won't fit past it. But I still got all the factory looms, so yeah, we're just gonna chuck that in there and test to see if the jets still work, and then I've got to go buy some of the hose stuff and run it, and yeah. Alright, so we have working washer jets, both front and rear. Well, at least the pump works, and the thing holds water, so that's good. Now I just have to go out and buy some more of this, run it up to the bonnet, and then run it into the second one, and then work out where the second one is, the rear one is, and run it into that. That should be good. Fits perfectly too. Like, ta-da! We got room. So yeah, perfect. It's good. All right, so went down to my local parts store, the Autobarn Napa Repco Max. Got myself the correct vacuum tubing, and I feel kind of bad because when I got there, I got to the spare parts counter, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is the stuff," and then handed me that, you know, that gross vacuum tubing for your boost gauge and shit like that you can get, like the really cheap looking ones. He tried handing me that, and I'm like, "Nah, that ain't it, bro." And he's like, "Same job, same thing." I'm like, "Nah, that ain't it. This is going as washer jet stuff. I want washer jet stuff." I showed him the sample, and he rolled his eyes and had to walk all the way out the back to find it. And now I feel kind of guilty because I like went full Karen on him, and I was like, "Nah, give me the right shit." But fuck him. Fucking lazy prick. Alright, you might be able to see the windscreen, but what a cracker. Even the jets are in a pretty good spot on both sides. It's the little things when it comes to cars, man. It's the little things. Alright, and lastly, we have the GTR knee pads installed. So, it's actually really nice to push on them to support myself now. So, I'm really keen for that. Yeah. I think that's probably going to be it before I update this video. Can't think of anything really small that I've got left to do, that I've already got mostly everything here for. So I think that might be it. If I do have anything else, I'll add it on, but yeah, I don't think so. Well, there was more that I could do. So I've come along and I've changed this tail light over. I gave it a bit of a polish and a clean up because it had been sitting in storage for years, really. Light here. Could do with more. I also found a bit of rust in the back here, which is pretty common, and I probably need to chuck some silicone in there to seal it off and keep the water out of the car so it doesn't rust more. But yeah, so there's that. I do have a cigarette lighter socket plug thingy here. I don't know if I'm going to use that yet. Waiting on a response from a guy who's got a center console biddy. So yeah, we'll see what he says, see what the go is, and yeah, we'll have a look at it. Also, this is the underside cover, I think, although it doesn't seem to fit. Maybe it's not. Maybe I was just hoping and dreaming. Maybe this is all-in-one. Maybe that's why it doesn't fit properly. I mean, it's perfect there, but it doesn't really cover that, and it sort of blocks out that. Doesn't sit right. I guess I'm looking for a different one. I might have to buy one. Rip. Alright, so I was hoping to get this video out to you today, which is Monday. That may still happen, but I don't think it's going to. So we're still going, we're still doing stuff. Wiring, as you can see, this is stereo wiring, plus we've got other wiring, and it's all a mess. So I've got to work out what's powered, what's not, cover up what's not, or what is powered, and make it neat. We're also installing a cigarette lighter socket today as well. So yeah, we've got that. I've also given the car a clean up, like a proper, it's actually starting to look like a car for once, and why not, because cool. Right, so let's get this in and I'll get back to you. Alright, so as you can see, we have a new cigarette lighter socket in there. This bit is a little bit loose. I'm not particularly fond of that, but I mean, I don't smoke anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. More to the point though, I have a phone charger now. So yeah, I can start charging my phone while I drive this around instead. And just a few other little things. I found some screw holes that I could plug in, make this a little bit, I mean it's still bad there, but that's because the pins are stuffed up the top here. But just even down the bottom here just makes this a bit more solid, a bit easier to live with, I suppose. This is still just not held in there. I need the frame that sits on it, that bolts in, and yeah. But I don't have one of them, and I don't know where to get one of them, so it's just going to sit like this for a while. Stereos are like 150 bucks, and that's well and truly too rich for my blood. So yeah, I guess this is it for the moment. Alright, well, that's it. I think I don't have anything else left free or cheap to do. I've done literally all of it. I've cleaned up the car a bit. I probably won't make another full video dedicated to this restoration project. Maybe certain jobs that I'm going to do in the future I'll dedicate whole videos towards, but they will be for certain particular jobs. Otherwise, I think this is it for the big part of the journey. So thank you for coming along with me. If you're still here, appreciate it. Subscribe, share, please, helps, like even. And I'll see you in the next vid, which will probably be drifting. I plan on going out Tuesday and Thursday and maybe Friday if I've got the time and money. So yeah, peace out.